Cristiano Ronaldo has officially been included in Portugal national football team's preliminary 27-man squad for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. With this appearance, Cristiano Ronaldo is set to achieve an unprecedented milestone in world football history, becoming the first male player ever to participate in 6 FIFA World Cups during his career. From the arrogant blonde-haired teenager in Germany 2006 to the 41-year-old man still standing on the biggest stage in world football, Cristiano Ronaldo has extended his journey across nearly 2 decades of dramatic change in modern football. He once played alongside the last golden generation of Portugal national football team, featuring stars like Luís Figo, Deco, and Ricardo Carvalho. He then went on to become the leader alongside Pepe, Nani, and João Moutinho. Now, as the 2026 FIFA World Cup begins, Cristiano Ronaldo embarks on a new journey alongside Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, João Neves, and Nuno Mendes. Over the years, everything has changed: tactical intensity, the speed of the game, and even Cristiano Ronaldo's own body. The only thing that has remained untouched is his hunger to win. Ronaldo's World Cup journey has stretched across 20 years, spanning almost every major transformation in modern football. At 2006 FIFA World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo was just 21 years old, carrying the explosive energy of a young talent rising towards superstardom. Back then, Portugal national football team reached the semifinals with a generation featuring Luís Figo, Deco, Ricardo Carvalho, and Paletta. Meanwhile, Cristiano Ronaldo was seen as the future heir of the European Seleção. Cristiano Ronaldo's goal against Iran was the first milestone in his emotional World Cup journey. At South Africa 2010, Ronaldo entered the tournament as one of the most famous players on the planet after his glorious years with Manchester United. The pressure on his shoulders was greater than ever. However, Portugal were eliminated by Spain, and Ronaldo began to feel the brutality of the World Cup stage. Brazil 2014 was a painful memory. Ronaldo entered the tournament carrying a persistent injury while the national team lacked squad depth. He still tried to play despite not being in perfect condition, but Portugal were eliminated in the group stage after a disappointing campaign. Russia 2018 became Ronaldo's personal peak at the World Cup. His hat-trick against Spain, especially the late free kick, turned him into the center of the football world. It was regarded as one of the most iconic performances in World Cup history. Qatar 2022 brought the saddest chapter. Ronaldo was benched by Fernando Santos during the knockout stage as Portugal fell to Morocco. The image of him crying in the tunnel left millions heartbroken, because everyone believed his World Cup dream had ended forever. However, in the summer of 2026, at the age of 41, Ronaldo is still here. One final chapter awaits the Portuguese legend. Roberto Martinez's decision to include Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal's World Cup 2026 squad was not really a surprising one. Despite turning 41, Ronaldo remains the greatest legend in the history of the Portugal national team. With 226 appearances and 143 goals, he wears the captain's armband, serves as the spiritual leader, and has been the most influential figure in the Seleção dressing room for many years. After the disappointment of Euro 2024, many believed Ronaldo should retire from international football to make way for the younger generation. However, the 2025 Nations League completely changed the atmosphere surrounding him. Ronaldo played more efficiently, moved more intelligently, and scored crucial goals on the journey that helped Portugal defeat Spain and win the championship. That tournament itself made Roberto Martinez believe even more in the value that Ronaldo can still bring. The World Cup has always been a stage where the pressure goes far beyond any ordinary tournament. Young players like João Neves, Vitinha, and Nuno Mendes still need a leader with enough experience and mentality to guide the team through the most intense moments. Ronaldo possesses the experience of more than 2 decades at the highest level, understands how to survive on the biggest stage, and always knows how to create a special aura whenever he appears. Nevertheless, the controversy surrounding him has never disappeared. Ronaldo's pressing ability has declined significantly with age, and his speed is no longer what it was during his prime years. As a result, the 2026 World Cup could become the toughest challenge of his international career. If he fails to perform effectively, the scenario of being benched like at Qatar 2022 could completely happen again. Portugal head into the 2026 World Cup with the feeling that they possess one of the most balanced and complete generations in the history of the nation's football. In goal, Diogo Costa has developed into one of Europe's top-class goalkeepers, with outstanding reflexes and modern ball-playing ability. The defense features Ruben Dias, Nuno Mendes, João Cancelo, and Diogo Dalot, players with vast experience in major matches and enough quality to face the strongest attacking lines in the world. Portugal's midfield is even more frightening. Roger Fernandes remains the creative engine of the team. Bernardo Silva brings creativity, intelligence, and the ability to control the tempo of the game. Meanwhile, Vitinha and João Neves represent the new generation of midfielders, full of energy, technical quality, and modern tactical intelligence. In attack, Rafael Leão, João Felix, Gonçalo Ramos, and Pedro Neto bring pace, explosiveness, and multiple ways to threaten the opponent's goal. The special quality of this squad lies in the combination of experience and youth. Cristiano Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, and Ruben Dias carry the winning mentality built through many years of competing at the highest level. Meanwhile, the group of players currently representing Paris Saint-Germain, such as Vitinha, Nuno Mendes, and João Neves, enter the World Cup in outstanding form after explosive seasons in Europe. Roberto Martinez has perhaps never possessed a squad this complete in his coaching career. He once guided Belgium to the semi-finals of the 2018 World Cup with their famous Golden Generation. But the current Portugal squad has even greater depth and variety. Almost every position has a high-quality backup option. After winning the Nations League against Spain, Portugal are considered one of the strongest contenders for the 2026 World Cup title. They possess a balanced and technically gifted squad, with many stars currently at the peak of their careers. And above all, the desire to complete Cristiano Ronaldo's final chapter with the most prestigious trophy in world football. The draw for the 2026 World Cup placed Portugal in Group K alongside Colombia, Uzbekistan, and Congo. On paper, this is a relatively favorable group for Roberto Martinez's side, especially with the European Seleção possessing one of the strongest squads in the tournament. With superior quality across almost every area of the pitch, Portugal are considered the number one favorites to finish top of the group. However, the challenge will certainly not be simple. Colombia remain the toughest opponent in the group, with South American technical quality and extensive international experience. Uzbekistan are considered one of the most interesting rising forces in Asian football in recent years. Meanwhile, Congo possess physical strength and pace that can cause many difficulties in highly physical matches. According to the schedule, Portugal will face Congo first, then Uzbekistan, before closing the group stage with a clash against Colombia. This is a favorable enough schedule for Roberto Martinez to manage his tactics and distribute the workload for his key players, especially Cristiano Ronaldo at the age of 41. Nevertheless, Portugal's ambition certainly does not stop at simply getting through the group stage. After winning the Nations League title and witnessing the rise of an entire generation of talented players, their ambition must be to reach the semi-finals, or even the World Cup final for the first time in history. This could be the last golden opportunity for the current generation, as many of their stars are at the peak of their careers. And Ronaldo himself has entered the final years of his elite football journey. Cristiano Ronaldo completely transformed the status of the Portugal national team on the world football map. Before his emergence, the European Seleção were considered a talented side, but one that lacked the consistency needed to reach the very top. After nearly 2 decades with Ronaldo wearing the national team shirt, Portugal have evolved into a true powerhouse capable of competing for titles in every major tournament. From the Euros to the World Cup, Ronaldo's impact goes far beyond the pitch. He inspired millions of young players, changed the way the world viewed Portuguese football, and turned the national team into a global brand. From a country known for producing only a few scattered stars, Portugal became a destination and symbol of world-class football talent. That is why the 2026 World Cup carries such special meaning. If Ronaldo and Portugal manage to conquer the trophy, it would become the perfect ending to one of the greatest journeys in football history. And even if he cannot lift the golden trophy, the legacy he leaves behind will never fade, because Ronaldo has gone beyond the limits of being just a footballer to become an immortal icon of world football. For that reason, the 2026 World Cup is seen as the final chapter of a legendary story. No one can know how many minutes Ronaldo will play, how many goals he will score, or how far Portugal will go in their journey across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. But the mere fact that he is still present on the biggest stage in world football at the age of 41 is already something extraordinary, beyond the normal limits of elite football.